Welcome into my very first Cardinals recap ever. I am an Arizona Cardinals fan who has just created this YouTube channel at the start of the football season this year to talk about all things NFL and my Arizona Cardinals as we go throughout the season. So let's jump right into it. I am very concerned about the Arizona Cardinals this year, even though they've been promoted to be better than they were the last 3 seasons. In week 1, they almost allowed a comeback at the hands of Spencer Rattler, who's actually looked pretty decent so far this season because they only barely lost in week 2 as well, but still, almost allowing a comeback to Spencer Rattler, who is an unproven quarterback in this league, was very scary for me in week 1. Now, I thought the Cardinals would have a much better performance against the Carolina Panthers this week, who I think may be the worst team in the NFL again this season. And in the first quarter, boy, it sure looked like it was going to be a good start with a fumble because of Bryce Young and a scoop and score for a touchdown. Or should I call it a scoop, then roll, then stand up, then run into the end zone by Zaven Collins and the Arizona Cardinals defense. That got him off to a very good start, already up 7-0. Then later in the first quarter, tipping a ball from Bryce Young and getting an interception off of that, the Cardinals managed to get a couple more field goals for 13 points, and we're rolling in this game. And then late in the first half, Kyler Murray to Wilson for a touchdown. The Cardinals looking like they can do no wrong in this game. But this is my big concern for the Cardinals. This has been the issue that they've had for the past several years, and it's the issue that I've seen in the first 2 weeks of the season yet again. The Cardinals are really good sometimes at starting out with a blazing speed, being able to get off to a gigantic lead, and then they just disappear in the second half and don't do anything. They had a 27-3 lead in the third quarter. In the NFL, that is a 3-possession lead, and the Panthers would have to score 8 points on 3 straight possessions to tie the game. After scoring 27 points and having that big 27-3 lead, the Cardinals would proceed to score absolutely 0 more points for the rest of the entire game. Look, I really don't hate Kyler Murray by any means. I do think the experiment is over and that we should possibly look to move on from this guy, but I don't hate Kyler Murray, okay? Can he make absolute explosive, amazing plays from time to time? Yes! Can he pull a rabbit out of the hat by scrambling for massive amounts of yardage and avoiding several sacks in the process? Yes! Can he look like a lights-out MVP candidate from time to time? Absolutely! But my problem with Kyler Murray is what seems to keep plaguing him all the time is that he also does the exact opposite of those things the other half of the time. And he also seems to look really uncertain in the pocket. Due to his height, the balls that he throws get batted down at least 2 or 3 times a game at a minimum, and he always manages to do something like that incredible scramble that we saw in the second half, but followed it up with an immediate interception that looked disgusting and was an ill-advised throw, which completely negates the good play you just had because you do a really dumb play right after that. The ball gets batted into the air and the Panthers intercept it, and all of a sudden your chance of putting the game completely away is over. Also concerning is following this, the Panthers decided to go down and score. And then the Panthers, after that score, decided to do an onside kick because they had no other options. And they recovered it fairly easily, considering none of the Cardinals seemed too concerned about getting the football. I guess they have a football allergy that game. Someone in the huddle before the onside kick told everybody whoever touches that ball is a rotten egg, and everybody took that to heart. And on the final drive of the game, after recovering the onside kick, the Panthers would have multiple opportunities to score, partially because of the refs and partially because of the Arizona Cardinals' incredibly bad defense at the last half of that game. The first 4th down that the Panthers got bailed out on was a holding on the defense that gave a fresh set of downs to the Panthers to start all over again. Right after that, the Cardinals also got a roughing the passer penalty, and all of a sudden I started thinking, are we about to start handing away free wins to teams that we should be beating again this year? Trickle in one more offsides penalty on the defense, and the Cardinals were starting to look like they were about to let the Panthers win this game. Not to mention they were making Bryce Young look better than he's looked in the NFL in any game, as he was slicing and dicing the Cardinals defense, making it look relatively easy, just like Spencer Rattler had a good time with last week, until Calais Campbell decided to mercifully end the game finally, and the Cardinals would scrape by with a 27-22 win over the Panthers. Now, why am I so concerned about the back-to-back wins? Well, you got them against 2 of the worst teams in the NFL, and in both of the games you almost allowed the tie in the first game and a loss in the second game right as time was ticking down. In both of the fourth quarters, the defense decided that they had done enough that game and it was time for them to not try anymore. The offense also decided to get really stagnant in the second half of both of the games and just stop scoring points, stop executing on any of the plays that they're trying to run, and that is a very concerning thing as they head into week 3. An important stat that I would like to point out is if the Cardinals defense hadn't gotten that defensive touchdown, the Panthers offense offense actually scored more points than the Cardinals offense in this game by a score of 22-20. So without the defensive touchdown, the Cardinals actually would have lost this game. Next week when the Cardinals play the 49ers, they're going to have to go up against a talented team, even though they have Mac Jones at quarterback again next week. This is the best team they've played so far this year, and they're going to have to not quit in the second half of the game. The pass rush is actually going to have to get to the quarterback in this game. I am very concerned about this pass rush. I can't say pass rush. I'm very concerned about the pass rush of the Arizona Cardinals, who barely got any pressure on Spencer Rattler, and this week had a hard time getting to Bryce Young, except for when Bryce Young decided to run his way into a sack. On top of that, the Cardinals have always been a team who find a way to have the worst blown coverages in the secondary. Every single year there's at least 2 or 3 plays where there's a wide open touchdown, and it happened again this week against the Panthers, as the cornerback who was supposed to be covering the running back on the little flat route decided he'd rather cover the slot receiver instead, leading to an easy Panthers touchdown. We can't have that when we're playing good teams, okay guys? The old saying is true that the Cardiac Cardinals will always be the Cardiac Cardinals. But what if I'm kind of tired of the Cardiac Cardinals? What if I have to keep checking my blood pressure every week and I'm getting sick of doing that? My arm hurts from putting the blood pressure cuff on there and squeezing it really tight to see what it is at the end of the game. Maybe I just want a good clean victory once. Either way, the Cardinals pulled off an ugly win against the Panthers this week to move to 2-0 for the first time since 2021, which ironically is the last time the Cardinals made the playoffs. The Cardinals could still manage to win the division in a sloppy, not that great division this year. How do you feel, fellow Cardinals fans? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to my brand new sports channel right here for all your Cardinals and NFL recaps each week. We're currently at 3 subscribers right now, and I'd sure love to make it 4. Are you going to be the 4th one to join this channel? Boy, would that be great, because it sure is lonely here with the 3 subscribers, but I did just pick up a 3rd new subscriber. Thank you so much to whoever you were. It's a pleasure to have you here at KindaAskewSports, and I can't wait to keep giving you more videos weekly. Be sure to let me know what you think of the Cardinals down below in the comments, and we'll see you very soon with the recap of week 2 of the football season. Heck, if I'm feeling really spry, I might even make a power rankings video this week, but I gotta at least hit 5 subscribers to do that. Now, because I live in dry Colorado, I'm gonna go ahead and go fix my burning eyeballs because they're hurting like crazy. Be sure to check out another video on my channel if you want to see how the other ones have gone so far, and until then, I'll see you next time, and bye-bye.